Hey Fu, how's it going? How are you doing? I hope you're having a fantastic start to the day. People popping up. I hope everybody's having a good day. Hi Nizam. I'm doing good. How about you? You had a really good day yesterday. Let's see if we can have a similar day today. So Nizam was part of the mentoring session we took earlier in Discord today, along with Xenon. And it was a great session. I hope both of them learned quite a bit. And we'll go through some of the analysis today again on gold. And hey Xenon, great to see you back. So a quick mention, if you guys are in Discord, Nizam joined in, Xenon joined in, and we talked about way I conduct my setups and the way I look at zones and everything else, and we'll walk through it right now live with everyone so everybody can see it. It's extremely messy when I start creating it or try setting up my zones, and then I'll clean it up for you guys. But you just need to know the process so you can do it on your own on your end and start creating setups. And you can feel free to post in learners chat, tag me in the live mentoring session, and we can hop in, have conversations, understand your mentality, psychology, wherever you're getting stuck at, and we can help resolve those issues there, right? So with that, let's jump in to our daily analysis. So yesterday, let's talk about Monday. Monday, we saw price end on an inverted hammer. We were expecting a bullish momentum. We kind of saw the bullish move. However, as price moved, we expected the day to end a doji, which it kind of did. Now it's a bullish doji. Well, dojis are in decision candles. And we'll look at the significance of where this doji has formed, the regions within which you can see it on the historical side. But with that, now what we can expect is we still need to see a test of this inverted hammer, if it's going to stick or not, or if it's going to go up. That's pretty much what we're going to be looking at. Now, indecision candle, meaning there is both buying and selling pressure. Selling from the top, buying from the bottom, and that's why we ended up ending the day in the doji. Today's day, we are seeing price has already started working its way to create a bottom wick. Now, We'll look at valid entries and everything else, but starting up with working our point. So I do this before I get into the stream. I've already done it today. I'm just redoing this so that you can also learn to do it on your end and set yourself up for success. So I start with marking up the daily highs from the previous day and the daily lows. Now we have that. I'll do the same for the previous couple days. This one here. This one here. Now, possible sell targets. You could see obstruction here. Low of this candle, top of this candle. Here. And then here. So once price breaks through 1640 on the daily, we have a clean range towards the downside, right? So a good spot to sell based on the daily. How big is this? 166 pips. Easy, right? So now what are we looking at is towards the top side. Let's put it in price rejecting there thrice. So let's mark that zone up. Now let's look at the left side. This is one of the daily ones here. Let's mark this up here. Now we have a bunch of zones on the daily where we can expect price to bump, right? Let's look at this zone here, right? So the bottom wick and the top wick, highs and lows of the previous daily. Let's go back. The highs of the previous daily is getting rejected where we've seen one daily candle get rejected, two daily candle get rejected, three get rejected, four get rejected, five get rejected. So rejection, strong pressure, right? Bottom wick. Don't see a lot of rejection here other than this candle here. These pretty much didn't even make their way there. So let's not look at those right now. Let's go historic. Historically, what's happened there? Historically, we are seeing a lot of rejection from the top, from the bottom. Demand, supply, don't even think about it right now. Let's just look at zone. How is price reacting right within this range, 1660 and 1646? Other than movement in here, nothing here. Slow down, push up, liquidity built up, bullish momentum, rejection. There's more wicks than candles in this area here on the daily. Which is consistent even in 2013, 2012. We are seeing a lot of pressure. So this is an area where we are seeing more wicks than candles, meaning there's more pressure sitting there, buying and selling pressure. So that tells us on the daily, this range is a no trade range. So let's go back in to our recent daily. This range is a no trade range. Now, why did price end in a doji? Because as we saw, we have rejections from the top and from the bottom, which means buying and selling pressure is pulling in. Now we have news today, right? Today's news, we'll look at how big of a pip it can give us, like what kind of move it can give us. Thursday we have another set of trades. both these trades, we can expect mixed reaction, not too many major moves, meaning we might be seeing a tap of 1660 again. If we see significant push on the news, we might see 1668. If we see another rejection at 1660, we could also see rejection at 1659 this time around. And yeah, let's see how that works out. So let us also mark this area here. We have two rejections here. Now let's go into 4 hours and let's see what's happening there. So based on the daily, so we are only using these specific colored lines for the daily. Let's look at price behavior across these daily lines. Rejection, 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 break, rejection, support, right? We're seeing the daily supports across different days. Even though we've only used the past 4 or 5 days of daily candles, we're seeing it line up perfectly in the past. Now, 1 hour. Let's look at the movement. Today, daily candle got hit, rejected, came back down, trying to push back up. Daily, support, rejection area, support, rejection. So historically, these lines tell us a story. These lines are telling us how to trade within these ranges, which ranges are worth taking trades in. These ranges are no trade ranges. These ranges are mixed reactions. These ranges are best trading areas. These ranges are again consolidations, not really that big of moves, more rejections. That means within this area here, we shouldn't be expecting any buys and sells. Based on previous daily, we ended a doji, we are seeing buying and selling pressure. We are seeing buying, selling, and buying pressure right within where we ended doji. We are seeing buying pressure, selling pressure. So this range is technically no trade range. Now, if this is a no trade range, how do we take trades here? We take trades, we consider this as a consolidation range, and we take trades based on a consolidation range. Last time within this range here, I took a lot of buys and sells, and it was not necessarily hedging, but I took sells here, buys, sells, buys, sells, and I made a lot of money in this range here. I do trade consolidations from time to time when I have confirmation of the direction it's going to go into. So we'll talk about that some other time. Right now, looking at what's happening, we are seeing rejection there. Let's see how price is playing out for us here. This is how we were expecting it. So price has broken through this trend line, tested it, and is rejecting at the trend line, which is great. So we can definitely expect price to go up. Now that this triangle has been broken, without any pressure, we didn't really see price just pop up because price popped out at the daily level. There is daily rejection area. Support, rejection, breakthrough. So now we can definitely expect a breakthrough of this area. We've seen it happen yesterday. What we can expect is rejection at 1660s again. We might not even reach 1660. We might just see 1657 and rejection at the bottom, considering the rejection levels here. right? 1, 2, and then probably similar level 3 if we are trying to go towards our way down. If we are not looking to go down, we might still see some sort of a consolidation move. Now I'll talk about why we are expecting a consolidation move. If you look at price here now, once you zoom out, you are seeing price building liquidity, right? Building liquidity to make a big move. Liquidity to make a big move. Now the question is it making a big move upside or downside? We have mixed news coming up. We'll look at the news, what the expectation of the news is, what it gave us historically, and we'll expect movement based off of that. So we are seeing that being formed there. So let us go down 30 minutes, identify what's happening there. Great, rejection. Well, there's multiple rejections there right now. We're trying to come back down. Great. Now if I want to look at a buy, I would potentially want to see a rejection here on 1645. Completely based on the daily. I'm not even creating any zones or areas or regions based on any other time frame. So what is going to be a good conservative buy? So there's technically no conservative buy in this area right now, right? What's the best conservative entry you can take for a buy? For a buy is above 1661 technically, or sells below. These would also kind of still be aggressive for me because you see a lot of traffic there. So with that regards, this would technically be the best sell. Now, does that mean we don't take any trades through the day today? No, we'll definitely be taking trades. Let us take these out and we'll look at setups. Now, we can expect not major profits until we see a proper structural change happen. So we will wait for that structural change to show up. Okay, let's see if price is moving in a channel. Kind of is. Rejection at the trend line. Rejection at the resistance area. Breakthrough. We might see another rejection around 1656 again. That is unexpected based on the channel price is moving in. Let's take off the channel. Now, let's mark this traffic here. This is a place I don't want to be taking a buy or a sell. We can definitely expect buys, but break of that area can send gold into a selling mode. That means I don't want to be taking trades there. I will look for either break of that area there, small collection here, break off this area here to take a longer trade. Because we have a clean range here. A little bit of obstruction, but 180 pips towards the downside. So we will wait and see how price reacts. Now we talked about price because price will probably close doji, a bullish doji at that. It ended up closing a bullish doji on the daily. Now buying and selling pressure, previous daily candle inverted hammer. Again, it will need a retest and then we can expect a bullish move. Not necessarily a big move. I see price trying to get closer to the trend line, right? It's trying to get closer to the trend line on the daily. And because of that, we are seeing similar moves now. We're seeing that pressure come in. And the pressure will keep on coming in frequently as we go lower and lower towards 1450s, which is our final target. 1580s is our next target. So there's two major targets sitting where there's definitive demand, high amounts of demand sitting. And at the same time, on the weekly, we approach on the weekly trend line, we are bullish. So So 1450s is our last target. And $15.80 is our second last target. So as we see price coming further down, we are seeing buying pressure coming in because now we're getting closer to this trend line. So that means we are going to keep coming closer to the bearish trend line. And so we're seeing that kind of a move taking place right now. Now, with that logic and with all these zones, I have an idea of how price is going to move across the next few days. With that in mind, now if I want to take a buy entry, what would be the best buys that I can take? So if I wanted to take a buy, I would wait for this rejection area here to clean up. This could be my possible buys towards the upside, final targets, and this could be my best entry. So stop loss is around 24 pips. Why? 20 pips. Why? Because if at all we have these kind of candles forming, we can still expect our stop loss not to get hit and go up. So aggressive buys, because we're only going to be looking at aggressive entries in this region. There's no conservative entries in this region. Scalping, we can definitely find some areas to scalp in, but this would be our aggressive buys. Safer aggressive buys would again be every time here, same targets. I would actually reduce my target to here. And this would be my stop loss. Again, keeping my entry a little bit above this resistance line so that we don't get triggered with a fake out. So these could be two potential buy entries just based on zones that we've seen, right? Take profits, pretty straightforward. This would be our TP2. This would be our TP1. Let me mark it up. So this would be our TP1 here. Seeing rejection, so this is a perfect trigger. TP1, TP2, TP3, and for this specific trade, TP1 and TP2. So we have our potential buys. Let's look for potential sells. Rejection at this area. If price taps in here and gets rejected, we would be looking at sells with our stop loss. 15 pips. Why is our stop loss 15 pips? I'm keeping enough space at the top for till the top of this wick If it's a fake out, we have space to not get triggered, so we are safe, right? And then entry closer to the body of these candles, so that if we break through and we come back down and we are looking at an entry post that breakout, then we don't want a fake out to trigger it. Again, if it's a big candle, it is what it is. So let's avoid that. 16 pips. So if we fake out like this, we don't want our stop loss to get hit, so it's a little bit at the bottom. Right? Making sure it is. Yeah, there it is. So 17 pips stop loss. Now that's a good sell from that perspective. We will look for an exit right around this area, because that's how we are seeing prices bouncing in this region. Price may break through and go up. That's fine. I don't even want to look for buys up until 1668, right? That's going to be extremely aggressive. So I don't even want to look at it. If it breaks through, we'll look for an entry once it breaks through there. However, this would be the best that I would be looking at. Second best for sells, potential sells. And if we end up reaching this top side, this is where I am expecting rejections. So 1672, we might see rejections. If price comes back up, there should be my stop loss, 23 pip. And this would be my trade, 274 pips. And then I'll set up TPs for it when time comes. Till then, let's hide this. Let's keep this. So these are our buy entries and sell entries for now. TP1, TP2, TP3, lining up with the daily and the 4 hour. And similar TP1, TP2, TP3, and TP4. TP1 and TP2. So let me make this cleaner now, so you have a better view. Take off this daily here. And there we go. TP1. I'll actually keep it here. Two. 3. 4. Okay. Now, 101 of trading strategies, or any strategies, business strategy or anything, is contingency planning. So why did we set up both buys and sell entries? Is we are expecting buys given what we saw on the daily candle on Monday, how it ended. However, the next one created a doji, so we're not expecting a huge move. We'll look at news on what kind of pips we can see. However, overall, we are still bearish. We're still expecting a bearish move towards the downside. I'm still holding trades from 1728. So we'll see how those close out, right? And yeah, let's see. So is here. TP1, TP2, and TP3, TP4. So yeah, no worries, Phil. You got to keep trading as simple as possible and then add in the fancy words as you learn it, right? Just look at daily zones. Forget about demand, forget about supply. Just look at zones. They're just, again, fancy words. Rejection and support. That's all you need to know. Just look at daily and then dive down to lower time frames. And we are now at 30. So ideally, we have not yet tapped in back there. However, it seems we are kind of making a way towards the downside with a buying pressure in. The buying pressure is still active. We might end up seeing another doji today. Let's see. But I am still not convinced with how Asian started right now. I'm not convinced of a big move just easily coming in. The consolidation is definitely building power. I just don't know if that power gets neutralized because of the news. So news, I'm expecting a mixed news, positive and negative. If it's both negative, you might see a decent move. If not, then, you know, we'll see how price reacts. I'm not too worried. I'm extremely chill this week, just collecting small profits as I can. And I'm going to look at alternative trades even today. NAS gave us our biggest trade yesterday, so we might look at that. Somebody in chat actually, I think Nizam asked me to look at NAS, or someone did, and we eventually ended up taking that trade. So we might look at it again. This is our trade setup. So 1650.208. Okay. Entry at 1654.613. $16.59.486. And we need an SL. Stop loss at BE. Technically, I wouldn't want it. Yeah, let's keep it at TP1, given the risk that we saw yesterday. %. 70%. This trade below 70%. 70. Yeah, I'll keep it 70% for TP2. And there you have it. Let me expand this a bit so you guys can see it more clearly and post this into Discord. AUD cat. Yeah, we'll look at it, namesake. Just give me a quick few minutes. Any questions on gold in the meantime? Gold setup for the day. Here it is. AUD. Let's look at that real quick. AUD CAD. I've never traded in AUD CAD, so yeah, I might use buy limit, buy stop, or sell limit, sell stops, depending on situation. I very, very rarely make impulsive entries. So it's either planned or it's nothing. I won't take a trade even if it moves more than my expectation. If it's not my entry, it's not my trade. And daily. Wow. Interesting thing to see. So we're seeing some sort of a similar move on GJ right now where we went down and we are going up. We are eventually going to make the pullback. Just need to wait. So weekly wise, since 2012, we've kind of ranged, giving micro moves. Let's look at daily. Okay. Tradable pair. Sorry, I'm just trying to identify if this is a pair that I would generally take a trade in, because then I can tell you. Analysis, if I don't find that this is a tradable trade, I might not be able to give you an analysis that will get you a winning trade. So I need to look at those things. Oh, sorry. The daily, here we are daily. It is at a resistance area. Let us mark this rejection here. Rejected, 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 rejected. So rejected and then broke and went back up. Lowest point it created. Okay, we have tapped into a weekly demand area or weekly support pretty much. And so we need more power. We have CAD news coming up today. Inflation rate, that should be a big enough powerful move. On the 1 hour, we are here. 1 day. Let us mark this rejection here. This was yesterday's daily high. Daily low, rejection, rejection. A little bit of an obstruction if the price is trying to go up. So next level breakthrough of here. over here. You might see a rejection and then price end. It would be interesting to see if we ended up closing an inverted hammer there, because what we are seeing on the daily is price is slowing down, turning up. So interesting thing to see. Yeah, we'll also take a look at GJ. Just give me a quick few minutes. Let's look at 4 hours. No trade range here. This entire part, I wouldn't be taking any buys or sells here. Man, this is gonna be a waiting one. 4 hours, wow. It's already given an inverted hammer, sending price bullish. And so what I see is we need news for a proper move here, namesay. So CAD inflation, it's been negative. September 20 at 8:30. September 20 at 8:30. This is where this is the news candle. 30 minutes. $8:30 news. Gave us 36 pips. Confirming. Oh, it's 20. Yeah, we're looking at 20. Oh, this is 20, sorry. So 8:30, this is the move. Yeah, 32 pips. 35 pips. And then sending price bullish. So like across the daily, man, it's extremely ranging. I think this is maybe okay for a scalp or daily zones. Yeah, this is more rejection. So sell, hold, buy, and then sell, and then buy. So it's based on daily areas. So this is probably tradable on a 4 hour. I would not trade this on a scalping spot. 32 pip move. Considering it sent price bullish last time and it could be a negative news, yeah, we might see price break. This could be the next target. And so possible buys, break, retest. Giving you the 29 pip move, while your stop loss is around 6 pips. Your stop loss is 7 pips and 29 pips move. You already have your TP1 set up based on the daily. And then this is a clean range, my friend, 30 minutes. You break through here, clean range towards the top side. So Liquidity is, what is liquidity building? So liquidity is pretty much where there's a lot of orders being placed and movement happening, but no strong moves, where there's enough pressure being built up. So if you've used a pressure cooker to cook rice, you'll see as more pressure gets built up inside, the more water you put in, the more pressure gets built up. That pressure will eventually push the price. Now, depending on trend and depending on the type of liquidity move it is, you will see price either push up or push down. So that's what liquidity is. It's the collection of those orders within a shorter space, creating kind of like a tension and eventually popping up or down. So that's pretty much what is liquidity. Simplest format. So your entry would be 0.86918, 915. Let me put the entry in. I might not end up marking the entire thing. Entry is 0.86915. Your stop loss could be $8.6.845. Your final TP is 0.87. So I'll post this in Discord. Let's add AUDCAD. Yes, let's see. We could end up seeing like a pullback here to $0.86499. So if price rejects here, you can expect price to see a pullback over here. Looking at how this pair moves, I don't really see that effective, like those fast moves taking place there. So let's go to GJ. I hope this gives you what you're looking for, Imse. Let's look at GJ real quick. GJ. So if you missed it, I was going through this pair with Xenon in mentorship chat in our Discord. So feel free to join next time, anytime. I'll ping all members, and if you're available, you can feel free to jump in. So we are on an uptrend. We broke through this trend line here, this inner trend line, right here. This was the trend line we were looking at. So we broke through that. Now, well, we haven't retested it here. So we can possibly see price going up 170, getting rejected again. If price gets rejected, you might end up seeing price come back down. So potential shorts. If you're looking for buys, these are our buys. Looking for targets, where's our left side? Let's look at 4 hours. Daily. The daily target is here. Right there. Seems to be a support resistance area. So we are seeing rejection here. So yes. Buys above the break of this area. Retest. Ideally, I would like to see break of this area because we've seen rejection here, and historically, and this could be the target. Now, historically, it's tough for us to look for the take profits, but we will do that. We also want to look at alternative selling areas. So short could be the rejection of this area here with our stop loss right here. So 35 pip stop loss, 31 pip stop loss, 28 pips, and this could be your exit. Considering the range of how price has been moving. So let's see. Knox has sent us a chart. With break of resistance, rejection wicks, perfectly in line. So what he is sharing, or they are sharing, is this part here. Rejection, break, support. Now moving up. So we could potentially see the move up. Let's look at 4 hour. We have GBP news, and then we have JPY news. Both not necessarily. So oh yeah, GBP can definitely give us a big move. Let's look at the GBP news today and year on year. Historically negative, so we will definitely expect negative news. September 14th at 2 p.m. 2 a.m. my time, Eastern time, so 14th. Yeah, we talked about this. So all of these are at the same time. This move here, the news candle came in 2 p.m., 2 a.m. my time. It gave us a 63 pip move. However, if you were looking at what's happened here before, it had already started dropping prior to news, which means it was already priced in. So I would expect a similar move, 121 pip move on the GBP front. So we're definitely gonna see price take a dip if it's negative. Well, generally it should be negative. Here we are. And so look at rejection here, rejection there. You're gonna see a break there. These are 3 areas. Ideally, I would like to see price come up here. I don't think we might see that happening. Is this a trend forming? Yes, it is. We are forming a trend. So you'll have to wait and watch for a possible sell entry here. So ideally, if you're trying to look for sells, this would be your best entry. 70 pips. Or TP1 being here. Closing 70% or 50% here. And that should give you the trade you're looking for. It should give you the best entry. So conservative sells. On that trend line, news could allow us to break through to the bottom. And if it moves through towards the bottom, this is a support from the 4 hours, so we can expect price to come down all the way here. So yesterday we didn't really create a new low. However, we did tap into 167.5. With that, we might see something similar coming down all the way here. So let us consider there. Let us look for collecting profits. So I would close almost 90% of my positions once I'm in there, and then I'll only let drive anything that's left afterwards. And my final TP. I could take 5 TPs here, but yeah, I don't really do that on GJs, so. So okay. Or there we are. Let's keep it here. should be a better exit. 131 pips, 15 pip stop loss. Pip stop loss. Reason is this candle here. So the way that it broke, I can definitely see price hitting like this top leg here. So if it does something like this, we're gonna get stopped out. So 25 pip to 131 pips. And text, entry, template, entry, 168.947. Again, I'm not going to be here for the news, so this is my expected entry. I need to make sure that you are. $27 pips, stop loss. Yeah, I don't want to feel like moving this too much. Okay, 20 pips. Here we are. SL is 169.130. Technically, I would like to see TP2 stop loss at BE. Depends on you guys how you want to look at it, because TP1 is too close to the entry. I would close 50% here. And I would close 70% here. And then let the rest run. Okay. So I don't think this trade is even I'm not gonna even look at this right now. So I'll repost it in our Discord if I see price moving there by the time I go to bed. But until then, this seems to be the most apt entry for me, given that news is not too far away. So let's post this in Discord. Now, look at NAS. NAS 100 gave us some good money there. So well, technically, my TP1's been hit twice. Even though I'm not in this trade anymore, guys. I got BE'd out of it, which was fine. Look at how the daily ended. Okay. Rejection on this daily here. Support. This is a major support. That price is broken down. Based on what I see, we might be looking for a dip now. Look at 4 hour. Look at this. We have filled up this fair value gap here. Or imbalance, whatever you want to call it. I would potentially like to see this. And if price does not make its way up here, might look for a sell here. This could be a good selling point. And EP1. Rejection here. TP2, TP1. This rejection here. There we go. Let's see if we can place our TP1 a bit above. We can definitely collect TP1 here. Let our TP2 be here. And our TP3 be right here. Okay, perfect. I think this is good enough. Decent zones. Final adjustment. There we are. Okay. 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 Oh, never mind. So one 152.92. Oh no, we don't need that big of a stop, do we? 039.45. $1136.9.37. One 494.71. Let's see if these trades work out today. Two, three, four. TP1, TP2, TP3. There's going to be more aggressive TPs. Over the sell is conservative. So if we are using buy limit, we are going against the price, no? Well, we are only going against the price if we are going against the trend. If our analysis tells us that based on the trend, price is going in a specific direction, placing that limit makes sense from my perspective because I am, again, day trading or swing trading. So I can take, my stop loss could be higher than normal, like more than scalpers sometimes. Well, nowadays I've seen scalpers have the same stop loss as me. So with that kind of stop loss, generally we've seen that we've been saved and we still collected profits and then hit our BEs at times. But yeah, you can't expect a long trade to run and get to the entry without having those limits placed. If you know this is the range that you want to be entering into, be confident. Unless you're confident, do not place that. So wait for break and retest. If you're watching price move, break and retest. I might not be watching price move. So in that situation, I will set my limits in place and I will wait. It will get triggered. I will get stopped out if it's the situation. I will have trailing stop active so I can sleep peacefully. And generally I've always ended up collecting profit. So if my zones don't trigger, they don't trigger and I miss the trade completely. So it completely depends on it, right? So let's post this into Discord. Last 100. So you can wait for break and retest. You don't need to enter right where my entry is. You can wait, break, rejection here. And then you might see another rejection and then write down. But this is technically what people call as a sniper entry, because if we see a rejection happening here again, price might just melt. Price breaks through, it's gone, right? There's a trend line that's there. We can still see this trade possibility the next day because we're at a trend line. I do not see any indication of price wanting to break through the trend line. So we can see how it works out, right? News factors and other things can tell us how it's moving through. So this is an inner trend line, weekly trend line. We'll see how it works through. Okay. See if AUDUSD, nothing from my perspective. GU. We marked this area up and tested it, but so we could see something similar, price drop in here and then take that. I'm not going to be taking a GU entry. I'm going to set an alert and we'll see. So I won't share about that. Your broker did not charge for NAS 100, so they aren't. So depends on the pips then. They might have a GJ news. Well, news, I am expecting negative news. Negative news can give you the 100 pip move towards the downside. So same thing with GU. We might be seeing GU tap in here and then try and go up again. So with US dollar news coming up, we have mixed news expectation during the following day. So this is what I expect on GU, and we'll talk about GJ as well. This and then, so let's see if it plays out. Right, GJ. But because we are expecting a negative news, this is the trade we are looking for. I'm looking for sells. 130, 140 pip move. However, previously it was priced in already. Price already started to make the move. So in that situation, we are anticipating price to start making the move first. News to help drive it down, retest. So TP4, I am not expecting TP4 to get hit again. It's a bonus. That's why we are closing 90% of our trades here, and then 5% here, 5% here. Why we're doing that is we've rejected here. So we are collecting 95% profits here. If price comes down all that way, 90% we are securing at TP2. So with that being said, let's put our stop loss at BE here. So everybody's in conservative. Nobody's taking that trade based off anything else. Stop loss at BE. Price is going to go down. If at all it taps in and rebounds, you'll get stopped out, but you'll collect 2 TPs. However, the move that GJ made on the previous news on inflation, price made a massive turn to the downside. So let's look at that again. This was 14th, 2 a.m., 30-minute, 14th. So two AM, 63 pip move. It was already priced in. So someone already knew that and British pairs can be manipulative in these situations, is my experience. So I don't trade in GBP much just because of that. Same with euros. I don't trade with euro pairs primarily because I've seen them be extremely manipulative. So this was priced in before the news, and we saw the move started. It made the move even before news came out. So somebody already knew and they already started selling. So they made the money. Retailers didn't really make much. 68 pips, however. So worst case, we're looking for that 64, 68 pip move. So with that, if we are able to catch this entire move of 130 pips, here we are, 130 pip move. So based on news, we are expecting it to go down, right? So let's see if we are able to catch it. Worst case, we'll catch the 60 pip move on the TP2, go back, get stopped out. Business as usual, right? So that's the focus. So I still don't expect like it to just tap through here and go all the way down. 4-hour support. So best we can expect is for it to tap into support and then try to go back up, creating new highs. Because Japanese yen is still melting. Even with yesterday's consolidation, we have ended up opening the day with a new lower low. So with JPY basket creating new lows, we can expect GBP to keep going up. Yeah. Okay. The only reason we are looking at those sells is for that particular purpose. It's because of news. News could give us that trade. And yeah, let's see how it works out. Any other questions right now? Any other pair you want me to look at? It's almost 11 p.m. for me. 7 more minutes and I'll be out of here. So let me know if you have any more questions, anything else you want me to take a look at, any other pair. Was a weekly trend line that's been broken on Bitcoin. So I'm still expecting buys. So has taken support. Break, retest of the trend line has been done. And so we are expecting Bitcoin to go bullish. So it's just about how long it takes for it to start making that move. You might see consolidation for a few days, even. Yeah. Let's see. Long-term trade. I might end up closing a few trades here and keep a few trades running up until, I don't know about here, 28,000. So for the next few months, let's see how that works out. DXY, let's see what's happening on DXY. Consolidating. Building up power. Interesting. Look at one week. Weekly trend line. Going into daily. Yeah, went back up. Formed support. Feel like we might be getting ready to get into buys again on the dollar, which means gold might start to see, or other DXY pairs or USD pairs, we might end up seeing sells on them soon. Yeah. Let's see. Rejected here. So DXY to continue on its way down towards 110 has to break through this area again. It's rested here now. Tapping in there. Rejected there at least. How many times now? The entire day yesterday it spent rejecting that area, which we saw the implications of that on gold. We might also see power getting built up to break through. Tap back in here before it decides to go up. Let's see. We'll see. DXY will give us the needed moves on the USD pairs, so we'll keep monitoring it. So expecting a pullback and then a push up on GU. This trade, I am not really taking this trade, so I'm not posting about it. I do have an alert set for it, so if I end up taking the trade or setting up a limit for it, I'll let you guys know. GJ, where is GJ? GJ, we're looking at those cells. So we tapped back in there, rejected that trend line. and are moving down slowly, which tells me price is getting ready for the news, and we might actually see this trade trigger. So let's see. Okay, anything can happen, but I'm expecting negative news. If it's positive, we're gonna see breakthrough off this area and then go above. But state of economy right now is not the best. IMF expects 9.6%, I believe, increase in inflation in the coming months. So with that in mind, we might not be seeing positive numbers on inflation from any country other than the Asian countries, because Asian countries' GDP goes up as they export more services and goods to Western countries during these times where cost is going up. So they're trying to reduce costs locally and outsource more stuff. So in those situations, you will see more money being spent on Asian countries and Asian economies. So their economies flourish during these times and they grow. And you'll see the global debt index for that. USA is number one. Countries like India, China is currently struggling with its own domestic issues. However, countries like Philippines, India, and so on, you'll see them, their GDP grow and their debt reduce. And when your GDP is higher than your debt, you are safe. You can survive. So US is facing that issue, and so the looming fears of inflation increase day by day, or recession increase day by day. We are in a technical recession, and we've been seeing that effect on various markets, stock markets in major Western